I'll ask you if it's okay to share, not okay to share. You'll have it for yourself only then. Anyway, so this game is set as duality in everything in your life. It has to be duality, black and white, black and white. You feel good, you feel not so good, right?
Right.
Your personal life is good like this period of time, and then it's not so good for this period of time. Always like waves of black and white stripes.
Right.
The same thing with this. The same thing like the opposition. Like look at I was looking at all the propaganda machine and people like against the government or with the government. They're all part of the big global machine. There's no white hats and black hats.
No, there isn't. I thought at first there were, but now I understand they are not. Yeah.
Even the opposition who says we don't like this government, we have to fight against it, and even if they put opposition to prison a lot of times, that very opposition, it's like a play, it's a game before your eyes movie, but it doesn't mean that this movie, if you're involved in it, is not going to hurt your body, it's not going to give you pain, emotional or mental, it's not going to hit your mental emotional body, because all they want is to fracture your mental, emotional body, much like an SSP.
Okay.
And once you're fractured, you develop different personalities that they can use. Did you notice how people, a lot of them, have almost like bipolar? They're nice one day to you and evil another day, or at the same day they can be. But that's the goal of this matrix system, to make you like this, to make you go off crazy one day and another. So the idea is, well, we have to learn to control and know that we are the ones who should be in charge of our life. Not be scared if somebody tells you, but that's what you should do, otherwise I'll do this to you. So this is a word of manipulation. You get married, you get manipulated by a spouse, then you get manipulated by children, or vice versa. Either way you look at it, or people from your family manipulate you at different levels, and you in return try to manipulate others in a way. A lot of people do, without even realizing that's how it works. And then what this game is how they got you: money system, religious system, school system, work system, systems. You cannot, it's like, well, if I want to survive, I want to put something on my body to be warm, something inside my body to keep it alive. I have to be in the system. I have to finish school, get education, and all this goes on and on. So, and there's no escape. See, there's no escape. And
that's disheartening, really. That's the disheartening part. So where I am right now is like I developed like a year ago, it was June last year, when I developed interest in remote viewing. I don't know if you're familiar with Farsight Institute and Courtney Brown.
No, I did
really?
not.
Okay. He has some interesting content. So I developed interest in doing that because apparently we all can do it, and it's just a matter of training.
Not all of them. Some people naturally have the ability according to their soul's DNA. Soul is like a crystalline structure, and it has different abilities based on the lives that you spend.
Okay.
Different universes, galaxies, whatever, right? How many lives you have.
So I want to communicate with ETs like you do, for example. Of course, I can't remote view anything. I've done the sessions. I know the mechanics of it, how you go about it. All my sessions were like, I can't see anything. I close my eyes and trying to see something and I don't see anything, like completely blank. All my sessions were based on my kind of feelings, but my feelings are also absent. So to me, it was more like a guess. I was kind of guessing what I was supposed to be seeing, because you're given this random target, and you know, it's you're approaching it blind, right? You don't know what you are supposed to perceive. And I wasn't seeing anything. So, you know, session after session after session after session, and I started getting frustrated. Although my instructors were telling me that I was making progress, I didn't feel like it. Like some sessions were good, but some sessions were totally off. So, and it's not like it was like a linear progress, which probably I'm used to in this 3D matrix or whatever. It was like this, you know? So, so that's really my interest. Like, I really would love to be able to do it. I really would love to be able to telepathically communicate with other beings. And that's where I'm seeking help. So, you know, so I talked to several people, and then this inner child kind of thing that's new to me came up, that I have to heal now my inner child, because really the only emotions that I can easily distinguish are fear and anger. Those are the emotions that but I kind of can't really tell anything else. And you're supposed to be able to feel if you want to remote view or telepathically communicate. That's what they tell me.
Mm,
So,
yeah, that's one school of thought. It's really
yeah.
because I
So,
question everything. I question all those. See, the reason why they let us spread the knowledge is
mhm.
also because the matrix is interested in us spreading certain knowledge. Therefore, you have to question everything that more than one person says, because a lot of people just hear something and then they repeat it, and others repeat after them.
Mhm.
So inner child, everybody has an inner child, and everybody's control. The matrix main, levels of control or means of control would be fear and anger, because they want to put you in a situation and derive anger, frustration, or whatever low vibrational feeling from you, so you feed all the beings that you don't see with physical eyes around you, or feed the matrix. It's like, imagine pipes around you,
Mhm.
and they're like waiting to suck stuff out of you. Once you poof poof, like you angry poof, it's energy love, and they
Yeah.
suck like a
So
vacuum.
tell me how to, I don't know, well, how to develop those talents, those skills, how to protect from that, how to, I don't know, how to be able to maybe detect some ill intentions, you know, like, how did you develop these abilities of yourself?
Well, I have a long story though. So when I was 9, I didn't know I did. When I was 9, I told my mother I was gonna live in the USA. And I remember strange dreams, like walking in tunnels underwater. And I was obsessed with water. So the obsession with water comes from Sirius B being a merman. And every telepath who sees me like merman with big webbed feet, very tall, from Sirius B, right? Water planet. So the ability to predict the future, I knew my mother was gonna die, and I would, every time she would tell me to, maybe we should go to summer camp, I would say, no, I don't have much time with you. And then she died when I was 21. And after she died, I started seeing her soul coming to me and flying around me. Every time I would start crying, I see a ball of energy flying around me. uh, and it's kind of like, it's something that shocks you in life a lot of times, opens up that something ability for some, what that stress that they want to create in our life, and that sorrow, and terrible things that happen to us. On one hand, they want it because they can get a lot of tears, anger, all the negativity from us to
Mhm.
eat. On the other hand, they do bad to themselves, because through pain, we open up our abilities all of a sudden. It just happens naturally. Stress,
That's
extreme
sick.
stress. Or some people go through cancer, and all of a sudden something hits them and they start seeing things, or knowing things out of the blue. Uh, and so I started doing that, and then I got to know James Rink, Super Soldier Talk.
Mm-hmm.
And we started doing sessions with him. And then I was actually on Mars and Moon, and I was part of SSP. How they used me? Because the other super soldier saw me as a coordinator under the Lake Michigan, and I happened to marry a person from the US who brought me to Chicago, which is right by Lake Michigan. And I was underneath the water, how I see in my dreams in the childhood. You know, I was like, they would put me by the big table in aliens, and I could communicate, just my natural ability. And they also like, you know, they can turn on your ability that they need. Like they usually scan a DNA of a soul, and if they think that you have some specific ability they need for any of their stuff that they're doing, they would use you. That's what happened to me. So I was like, you know, like a traveler soul in a way, curious, fast thinker. I'm fast in life too. Everything I do is like, and when I close my eyes, I see everything so fast. Like I sometimes go crazy because I can pronounce it physically, everything I see. And they start using me, and that's why it's connected to my ability to learn languages. I went to Italy, I learned Italian. You know what I mean? I just like grasp. And I also started speaking telepathically after I started doing sessions. And there's like a session there with James and me, like on my channel. You can watch. I'll send you a link. So I saw myself doing everything. I recognized the people on his channel. As I was watching the videos, I'm like, this looks familiar. It sounds familiar. It looks like from, you know, like flashback type or deja vu. And so that's how it is, but not everybody can actually remote view but that's what Karada Malanga and Kalojara Girfazi on his channel, Kalojara says that not everybody can go into trance. That's why he developed a method where you have a telepath. So if you cannot see anything or feel anything or know anything, even though you said you feel like you're guessing, and that triggered in me something, because most people who actually feel and see, they think they are guessing or making stuff up.
That's
But
what I feel like all the time.
that's because you have a program. Physical body is a big, huge filter. Imagine a suit, scuba diver suit they put on a soul, on an energy body. And each little cell of this physical body is composed of programs, like a software programs. Believe in yourself, don't like the way you look, find something bad about your face that you would like to, you know, that you're going to be focusing on. I hate my nose or my mouth or whatever. You know, like, I think everybody hates me, or they already put programs into you that you would, like, people would say that they absolutely adore you, love you and all this, and you would think they're lying to you. There's different things they can do to you to make you.
And that makes me so mad. Like how do we defend ourselves?
From early age. Did you notice how, like, people who have curly hair want like straight hair and the opposite and all this stuff, and how it now is under program of making fake lips with Botox and faces so you don't have
yeah.
But that because they're preparing those people for the fake reality where your soul lives in a fake body that looks perfect 25 forever, you know, but your soul will never get a chance to escape from a body. It's like a never-ending prison of beautiful body then. I'm actually, in my case, I would rather age and die when I decide to die, you know, because the natural way we're supposed to die, it should be like, oh, family, you know, I think I've done everything I wanted here. I'm going tomorrow, and we should celebrate before I go. It
That would
should
be wonderful.
diseases or any. My grandma died this way without even being into metaphysics or anything. She just told me and my brother that she was gonna go. She went, and we were shocked the next
There
day.
you go.
Right. And see, well, that's the ideal. but they twisted this world like the same way. I don't know if it happens to you, but you can probably figure out what it goes this way. If I think that some event in my life tomorrow that I'm going through is gonna go terrible, first thing that comes to you, like terrible, and then I'm thinking, that's a matrix inverted my whatever message my soul gives me, so it's gonna go good, the opposite way. And it's just like always the opposite from the first thing I think about things, how they're gonna go, and where you think, oh, I'm gonna live in this city, and sure enough you're not. But it you can probably figure out and look back, connect the dots looking back, and figure out what kind of programs they it's like you saw the reality, the fabric of reality was a needle, and the thread behind the needle is the programs that goes through your little cloths around you. It's invisible, but you probably have some patterns in life that always follow the same way. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you analyze.
Although my life's changed drastically in the last 2 years, I must say that, it's like the Lisa that you are talking to today is a completely different person than 2 years ago. We wouldn't be even talking because I got really interested in, almost fascinated, uh, although it's not the right word because you guys, like about super soldiers, right? But you guys suffered a horrible trauma, so there is nothing to be fascinated about. But really, like going onto his website and reading, through all these various stories and and circumstances and what's out there, all of it that is hidden from us. So, I have this gamut of emotions in me. Like I am mad. Why am I learning this at 50? I should have known this when I was 20.
You should never say your age because you totally look like you're 40 something.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, why am I learning about all this stuff now? Like who am I,
That's your
right?
time. You grew.
How did I come here? Why am I even here? I don't want to be here. I want to go home, wherever that home is.
Well, that's
It's
when it hits you, and it hits you different age, and sometimes you're so, in my case, I feel like the soul waited for me to wake up, but then it had to hit me hard to wake up. Because I was waking up little by little, mother's death, and this and that, and little. And then it just like, I had like major when I was 36, and then like, boom. You know what I mean? It's either you die or you actually understand how everything works. Because when you're scared of everything, scared of dying, scared of this, scared of leaving your family, like in my case it was all about health, probably because my mother left so early and she had cancer, and everybody, oh, she had cancer, your grandma had cancer, everybody. But the thing is, my grandma had the same thing, but she was she was a doctor herself, but she believed in natural medicine.
there you
With
go.
believe you create, remember this. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be going to the doctor, it's not a medical advice, but I'm just my that's the experience. My grandma was doing something with the beets and cabbage, and she was a medical miracle because the cancer disappeared just by using cabbage and beets.
We from that part, like from Eastern Europe, I mean, we have completely different approach.
Your body and fresh and you're pure.
Yeah, I
But
mean, we hardly use medicine. Like I'm actually afraid to take this stuff. I'm so afraid now. And not that I am scared of it, but I am very cautious. Maybe that's the better word. I source my food from farmers. I hardly buy anything in the supermarket because that stuff is laden with chemicals, bioengineered. You buy bread and the list is this long. I mean, bread should be like water, flour, yeast, and salt. 4 ingredients. The list is this long, and then at the bottom it says in small print, contains bioengineered ingredients. Thank you very much. I'm not gonna eat this. I'm not gonna give it to my children. I have small children, by the way, so So now that I'm waking up, because my kids are 10 and 7, now that I'm waking up, and I'm discovering all these things, and now realizing that there are off worlds, right? There is like Mars is very alive, Moon is very alive. I mean, there are bases and labs, and they do all sorts of horrible things to people there. I haven't broached the subject with my kids because I am myself unprepared. But not, that thought also crossed my mind. I mean, how do I raise them? Like all what they learn in school is propaganda. I don't even want them to go to school, but it's not like I have a choice. I am busy myself. So I completely understand you when you said that you're a busy mom of 3. I am a busy mom of 2 young kids, and I have a full-time job. And then on the side, I'm trying to, build my own business. And then I'm getting into this stuff, right? That also takes time. It's like, I guess they have to go to school for the time being, and then hopefully I just hope that, one of these days, they will be smart enough and open enough to listen to me when I myself, advance to a point where I will be able to relay this information to them, because I am lost myself too. Like, I want to do remote viewing. I know people do this. I know people communicate, like you communicate telepathically, right? I want to do these things. And like I think the most of all, Oksana, I think I want the truth, because there are so many lies. Like, everything is a lie. Like, no matter what I learn, later on I learn it was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So I am really at the point where I hardly believe anything now, especially from that comes from mass media on YouTube. So it's just, I take everything with a grain of salt now.
Yeah, the mass media now, I mean, all the information I get, like, let's say about Ukraine, my friends,
Yeah,
talk to them what they see, my clients
exactly,
there,
exactly.
And in terms of kids, how you raise them, I mean, we got to the point we're just doing online school. There's a private school online, K-12 it's called. Very nice teachers, very positive. And you sit with your child, you know what they're learning, and you got a lot of time too on your hands, and you have real kids, real classes, real teachers who work with them. We have online classes every morning, we have a schedule for classes. And that's first. Second, every kid, kids are not our kids really, just the souls they usually put on our way to be our kids, but they can be completely different people. Like, I have 4 kids and they're all different. My oldest is in first year of college, my youngest is 7 like yours. And so I let them know that I respect them at their level of understanding. I always tell them they are my best teachers because they're wiser than me, because they are. And I keep everything they tell me, they see, they observe, they know. I treat it like, tell me more. I'm interested in everything. The biggest problem the parents do in this reality, they tell the kids, oh, that's just you're making it up. Oh, you're just like, totally
Yeah, I know. I don't do that. I do the same. Like, oh, really?
doing. Yeah, I'm just saying it just in case we're recording, just in case you let me publish it after or whatever. And but that's what I do. I mean, my daughter who was 9, I mean, I can send you the link. Her session was published on Kalajura Grifazi channel. He did a session with her, and I did a session with him. She had a telepath, and she could see everything by herself. She just closed her eyes, she could see everything by herself. She understood what's going on at night, why she has terrible nightmares and stuff, and it was resolved. And my mother was attached to her because Marina, and her name is Marina after her grandma, and all of this was resolved in one session. That's what made me believe, that's what made me take a course to become a regressologist myself, to become a telepath myself. You know what I mean? You have to go through some things. And what I learned myself, I totally know how you feel. I went through all of those stages. I can send you my first session when I actually discovered I could go into trance easily. I was shocked when I saw. I couldn't understand what I was saying and what Sirius A was. I didn't know it was a planet. I just said I'm from Sirius A, and the information came pouring out of my mouth. And yeah, and experience and working on yourself. It's like, my life has patterns and pattern situations that it's almost like somebody wrote them, unless I develop and figure out the control system to prevent them. First, I learned, it took me 2 years to learn to deal with my emotions, to control my emotional body, mental body, to start talking. If somebody's talking to you, and like when they're saying, you start talking to you, you shut down your hearing and you start talking to yourself, telling yourself that's just a program they're running. They're trying to get your emotions out. They're trying to make you unbalanced inside, because all you have to do is to keep calm and focused. And a lot of times, because I'm friends with a lot of telepaths, right now is the time when we leave the old programs behind, when we leave the old life behind. Why do you think so many people are moving now? Or like, walking away from other people, or changing drastically their lives? Because this old life is over. It's like the Lord Scannon used to say, New Earth. It's not really New Earth. It's like two parallel realities, and you are in this on this side, and I'm on this side. You know what I mean? Some people who don't understand what you know are on this side. You still see them in your life. They're visible. You can talk to them, but the events they're involved in on a daily basis totally different from yours. People who come to them totally different from people you come. That's why when somebody recommends you somebody, right, to go to, or even the movie, is it a great movie? Yeah, great movie, and you don't like it because your consciousness level is totally different from that person. Or you go to the same I don't know to what they, I mean, let's say dentist, right, like you really need to, or something holistic, whatever, and then the people say, oh, he's horrible person, and then you come, you have the best experience of your life. It's because they act according to your consciousness level. In your reality, it's a different person according to your, otherwise they would not be together. Something would happen, they would not go to him. Yeah, that's how it works. So, and a lot of people are going to simply disappear because they don't have a soul. A lot of people have semi-artificial or totally artificial soul. So those are the ones who are going to
I
be.
learned about those too. Like not real people. So yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, and everybody goes through stuff. And I'm thankful that I'm going through experiences. And I mean, I'm the same. Like this morning, I literally just took my child to the park, 7-year-old, and there's a rooster living there. He escaped some farm, somebody who was treating him not so nice, and people feed him. And then I see some family of 2 kids, 2 adults, unleashing the dog, even though they have a huge dog park, the biggest dog park I've ever seen in West Palm Beach. And they're just letting the dog chase the rooster and kind of smiling, like how come, what a great performance it is, show. So I start screaming, stop you dog, trying to get attention. People ran out of the houses across the street, so they stopped the dog. But what, so I'm clean inside, right? Nobody's inside my energy sphere, no entities. But the matrix is trying to get my emotions, my energy out by using other people from outside of my energy sphere, and creating some sort of circumstances so they can get me this way or the other. A lot of times you would get agents in your life in the shape of a person who comes to you and tries to get something out of you in terms of energy, without even connecting to you. You know what I mean? Like happened in that situation. I just, I'm gonna talk to the park district tomorrow, and we're gonna resolve this problem because I know it can be resolved. Apparently, other people complain about those people too. So that's experience. And if I didn't have any experience, it would be kind of boring too. It would be a perfect life, but what do you learn? Do you improve this world? I want to show those people without soul that we are stronger than them. You know?
That would be great. But see, like I am at this point, I don't know if you can tell if I have some, I don't know, some blocked memories or where I come from or what should I do or should I meditate, not meditate? I mean, like, how am I going to influence somehow this world? How can I grow, right? How can I better myself? Like, what are you picking up?
I actually see you like, and you are standing in front of it's not a screen, it's just like a piece of grid, like
Okay.
color grid, and you look through each of the little squares, and you try to get information from here, from there, from over there. You're very curious, and you want to get everything at the same time.
Yes, that's
But
true.
the picture is not pieced together in a perfect way. Like the puzzle is not getting, because you're thinking that you can just like, raise your consciousness like super fast and understand everything because you're capable, you're smart, but the thing is, a lot of things that I realized after doing all this for this many years, that I only got the understanding and the confidence in myself through experiences, through dealing with people. Because why do we connect? Because our souls agreed at upper level to connect, and maybe we had a life together, and maybe we somehow crossed our ways, one or the other. But for me, experience is everything. And here's the truth: not every person needs a session. All you need is trusting yourself and being confident in yourself. Because in a snap, you can say, I refuse all the contracts. I'm smarter now. I know how it works. I'm not going according to your plan. I'm writing my own life. I'm the author and the actor of my own life. Get away from me. I've seen
I
people.
did that. Oh my God, I did that. Where's my notebook? Oh my God, I'll tell you when I did that. I canceled all the contracts because I heard it somewhere. So
Yeah.
I went ahead and wrote it. And without even, thinking that, or, trying to think what it was going to change, kind of predict how my life would change. Just went ahead and wrote it.
You feel
But I don't know if my life changed because of that. I kind of still think I'm in the matrix. I still think I'm being manipulated. I don't think even though, Samka, how I feel like a hamster in a spinning wheel. I feel like I've done so much, I put so much efforts into like meditation, seeking help, like talking to super soldiers, right? So never in my life would I think that I was going to see like a psychiatrist, like a mental health counselor, because apparently that's what I should do for this inner child issues.
no. It's some physical. They're actually trying to push you towards the matrix. See, the thing is, we'll always be in the matrix unless we decide to get rid of the body. The physical body is, imagine, that game where you put like the figures into little holes, and they get stuck in it. There's board games like this. So they put your physical body into a hole. Here, live your life. Here, you got it. You're in the matrix. So your body is here. It means you're going to be here. It's a misconception. You can totally live it. How can you live it unless you live on an, island, grow your own food, get your own
I
water,
know.
totally separated from real. Like,
Like,
if
yeah,
you,
I heard that you have to like disconnect from the matrix totally, which is kind of impossible because, well, I need my phone, I need my internet to source that information to learn more, to become at least knowledgeable in that way, right? So I
yeah,
can't like completely disconnect because I actually consider that too, like go buy some farm in a remote place.
everybody considered that at some point, me too, but you know what? We should be smarter and use their tools.
Look at this.
Well, that's probably why I said it, because
December 1, 2022. Today I canceled void all the agreements and contracts I have ever made. That's what I
see,
wrote.
well, that's probably why I said it, because I felt it about you, and actually you feel very light, and you feel like sometimes, like I see a person, I feel heavy. From you, I feel like I'm interested in talking to you. Like, it's interesting. You're an interesting person. You're like light and
Yeah,
experience and
probably like you, also running 100 miles an hour, and things like that. But no, truly, I would really like to develop myself spiritually. I would really like to if I can't disconnect from the matrix, yeah, I get it. But I think what gets me, and I kind of get frustrated and maybe bring myself down, is because I feel like I put in so much effort into like meditations and chakras, which you can tell me more about, and but mostly meditations because I don't do anything else, and like talking to various people, right, and trying to do the right things, and I don't see any progress. I mean, it would be wonderful if a spaceship landed on my backyard and a bunch of ETs came out and we could have a
it's
conversation.
you're at a certain level, okay? And I
Yeah.
hate to say it because all the levels created, it's like hierarchical ladder. It's all structured. Structure belongs to matrix.
Mm-hmm.
At the right place you should be, and you should respect, I'm at the right place. And I don't care, if somebody says I'm at that level or that level. I don't know how to name it, because we're like, our bodies and minds structured that way through the school system we went through, because you kind of like have to explain it, right?
Right.
But the thing is, about the about this thing, just like, it's not, you naturally grow, like Radha Malanga always says, and they know it, that your consciousness can only grow. All they can do to you, they cannot stop it from growing,
Mm-hmm.
growing all your life naturally. They can slow it down. That's the only thing they can, by throwing things at us physically, like earthquakes, this and that. um, but they get you through emotional and mental body. That's all you have to take care of. This inner child and whatever, we all get programmed in the childhood. This, if you just simply understand, the minute you understand something like karma, oh, karma this, karma that, why do you think they
I
write
don't
karma
believe in that anymore.
almost
No.
everything?
Yeah.
Because they want you to believe in it, right?
Yeah.
The same idea about this chakra system, why everybody talks about it and
Yeah,
names
tell
the,
me about that because that's interesting actually.
yeah, because it is an alien implant system. Imagine you have a whole body. I see a
Right.
whole body like one energy.
Yeah.
If you put like a plates, separate head, this, that, and down, 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 kind of like they divide the body on to the chakras. So each chakra has certain energy. If they want certain energy, they would reach for this one or that one.
Oops, I lost you.
Oops, 1 sec. Oh, let me turn it off for a sec.